Every morning, millions of people wake up and feel their joints before they even begin the day. A knee feels tight when stepping out of bed. The fingers feel stiff when holding a cup. The shoulder or lower back feels heavy before the body has fully warmed up. For many people, the first solution is a pill, painkillers, anti-inflammatory tablets, creams, or injections. These can be useful, especially when pain is severe. But long before modern medicine, people also relied on simple plants to support the body's natural healing process. In traditional kitchens, village homes, temple gardens, and old herbal practices across many cultures, boiling leaves in water was a familiar remedy. People did not expect instant miracles. They understood that the body often responds best to steady, daily care. Bay leaves were used not only to add aroma to food, but also to support comfort in aching joints. Moringa leaves were valued as a strengthening plant, rich in minerals and protective compounds. Eucalyptus leaves were used for their deep, cooling scent and their ability to ease tension, heaviness, and discomfort. These three leaves are powerful because they share one important quality. They may help calm inflammation. Joint pain is not always just a sign of aging. Often, it is connected to irritation inside and around the joint. When inflammation stays active for too long, the tissues become more sensitive, movement becomes harder, and stiffness may last longer than it should. Walking upstairs, bending the knees, opening a jar, or even standing up from a chair can slowly become uncomfortable. This is why joint care should not only focus on blocking pain. Pain is a signal. The deeper goal is to support the body in reducing the swelling, pressure, and irritation that make pain return again and again. In this video, we will look at three leaves, bay leaf, moringa, and eucalyptus, and how they may support joint comfort naturally when used correctly. You will learn what each leaf does, how to prepare it, and how to combine them into one simple drink. This is not a promise of overnight healing. It is not a replacement for medical advice, but it can become a gentle daily ritual that supports your joints, your movement, and your overall sense of ease. True relief is not always found in something expensive or complicated. For generations, it often began in the simplest place: a small pot of boiling water, a few healing leaves, and the patience to care for the body every day. To understand joint pain, we first need to understand what is happening inside the joint. A healthy joint is not just bone touching bone. It is a carefully protected system. Between the bones, there is cartilage, a smooth, flexible tissue that works like a cushion. Around the joint, there is synovial fluid, a slippery liquid that helps the bones glide when you move. When this system is healthy, movement feels natural. You bend, walk, climb stairs, stretch, and stand up without thinking too much about it. But when inflammation begins, everything changes. The joint lining can become irritated. The fluid inside the joint may lose some of its smooth quality. Cartilage can slowly wear down. The surrounding muscles may tighten to protect the painful area. Over time, even small movements begin to feel uncomfortable. This is why many people feel stiff in the morning. After hours of rest, the joint has not been moving, circulation is slower, and inflammation can make the area feel tight or swollen. Once the body warms up, the pain may reduce, but if the root problem remains, the discomfort returns the next day. One major pathway involved in joint inflammation is connected to enzymes called COX enzymes, especially COX-2. When tissues are irritated or damaged, the body uses this pathway to produce inflammatory chemicals. These chemicals are part of the healing process, but when they stay active for too long, they can increase pain, swelling, and sensitivity. This is why many common pain medicines work by reducing inflammatory signals. They do not simply hide pain. They often target the chemical process that makes the joint feel painful. But inflammation does not come from only one source. Oxidative stress also plays an important role. This happens when the body has too many unstable molecules called free radicals and not enough antioxidants to balance them. Over time, oxidative stress can affect cartilage, joint tissues, and recovery. It can make the body feel older, heavier, and slower than it should. Food, stress, poor sleep, excess sugar, lack of movement, being overweight, and repeated strain can all feed this cycle. The joint becomes irritated. Movement becomes painful. Because movement hurts, the person moves less. Then circulation becomes weaker, muscles become tighter, and the joint receives less support. This is the cycle many people fall into without realizing it. The goal is not to force the body through pain. The goal is to reduce the conditions that keep the joint inflamed. That means supporting circulation, lowering unnecessary inflammatory triggers, nourishing cartilage and bone, and giving the body natural compounds that may help calm irritation. This is where healing leaves become interesting. Certain plants contain compounds that support the body's anti-inflammatory response. They may help reduce oxidative stress, support blood flow, relax tension, and improve the internal environment around the joints. They are not magic. They are not a replacement for treatment when the pain is serious. But when used consistently, they can become part of a bigger joint care routine. And the first leaf is already sitting in many kitchens: bay leaf. Most people use it for soup, stew, or rice. But behind its simple aroma, bay leaf contains natural compounds that have made it valuable in traditional remedies for generations. Bay leaf looks simple: dry, flat, and easy to ignore. Most people throw it into soup, stew, or rice, then remove it before eating. It is treated like a background ingredient, something that adds aroma, but not much more. Yet in many traditional remedies, bay leaf has been used for more than flavor. It has been boiled, steeped, crushed, and applied in different ways to help the body feel lighter, warmer, and less stiff. What makes bay leaf interesting for joint pain is its natural collection of plant compounds. One of them is linalool, an aromatic compound also found in herbs like lavender and basil. Linalool is known for its calming effect on the body and may help reduce tension that often builds around painful joints. Bay leaf also contains antioxidant compounds such as caffeic acid, along with other protective plant chemicals that may help the body manage oxidative stress. This matters because oxidative stress can make inflammation more difficult to control. When the body is under constant stress from poor diet, lack of sleep, pollution, or chronic irritation, the joints may become more sensitive over time. Some traditional uses of bay leaf focus on swelling, stiffness, and arthritis-like discomfort. The reason is simple: bay leaf may help support the body's natural inflammatory balance. It does not numb the joint like a strong painkiller. Instead, it works more gently, supporting the internal environment that allows the body to recover. Think of it this way: when a joint is inflamed, it is like a room filled with smoke. A painkiller may help you stop noticing the smoke for a while, but anti-inflammatory foods and herbs help open the windows little by little. Bay leaf tea is one of the easiest ways to use it. To prepare it correctly, take 2 to 3 dried bay leaves and rinse them quickly. Add them to 2 cups of water and bring the water to a gentle boil. Once it begins boiling, reduce the heat and let it simmer for 5 to 8 minutes. Then turn off the heat, cover the pot, and let it steep for another 5 minutes. This gives the water enough time to extract the aroma and plant compounds without making the drink too bitter. You can drink it warm, preferably after a meal or in the evening. For most people, 1 small cup per day is enough to begin with. More is not always better. Natural remedies work best when they are consistent, not excessive. If the taste feels too strong, you can add a slice of ginger or a small amount of honey. But avoid adding sugar, because too much sugar can worsen inflammation and work against the purpose of the drink. Bay leaf should also be used with care. Do not swallow whole bay leaves, because they are tough and can irritate the digestive tract. Pregnant women, people taking blood sugar medication, blood thinners, or those with serious medical conditions should speak with a healthcare professional before using it regularly. The purpose of bay leaf is not to promise that arthritis will vanish overnight. Its value is in daily support. It may help reduce internal stress, support circulation, and gently calm the inflammatory signals that make joints feel stiff and uncomfortable. But bay leaf is only the beginning. The second leaf is far more nutrient-dense. In some parts of the world, it is called the miracle tree, not because it performs miracles, but because almost every part of the plant carries nourishment. Its leaves are rich in minerals, antioxidants, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds that may support bones, cartilage, and long-term joint strength. That leaf is moringa. Moringa is not just another green leaf. In many traditional healing systems, it has been treated as a daily strength food, something used not only when the body is sick, but also when the body needs nourishment, energy, and resilience. For people with joint pain, this matters because joints do not only need inflammation relief, they also need building materials. A joint is supported by cartilage, bone, ligaments, tendons, muscles, and fluid. If the body is missing key nutrients, recovery becomes slower. Pain may last longer. Stiffness may return more easily. This is where moringa becomes powerful. Moringa leaves contain minerals like calcium and phosphorus, both important for bone structure. They also provide magnesium, potassium, iron, vitamin C, vitamin A, and many antioxidant compounds that help protect tissues from oxidative stress. But the most interesting part of moringa is its natural anti-inflammatory activity. Moringa contains plant compounds called isothiocyanates, which have been studied for their ability to support a healthier inflammatory response. These compounds may help calm some of the internal signals that make joints feel swollen, stiff, and sensitive. This is important because joint pain is rarely caused by only one thing. Inflammation irritates the joint. Oxidative stress weakens the tissues. Poor nutrition slows repair. Over time, the joint feels less flexible and less protected. Moringa supports the body from a different angle than bay leaf. Bay leaf helps calm and soothe. Moringa helps nourish and strengthen. Think of cartilage like the soft cushion inside a joint. It does not rebuild quickly, and no tea can magically regrow it overnight. But the body still needs nutrients to maintain cartilage, protect joint tissues, and support the structures around the joint. Moringa can be part of that support. Fresh moringa leaves can be boiled gently in water, added to soup, or blended into food. Dried moringa leaves are more concentrated and easier to store. Moringa powder is also common, but for this joint tea, dried leaves are often better because they release their flavor more gently and are easier to combine with other herbs. To use moringa for joint support, take 1 teaspoon of dried moringa leaves or a small handful of fresh leaves. Add them to hot water and let them steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Avoid boiling moringa too aggressively for too long because too much heat can reduce some of its delicate nutrients. If combining it with bay leaf, allow the bay leaf to simmer first, then add moringa near the end. This keeps the drink balanced and preserves more of moringa's natural value. The taste is earthy, green, and slightly bitter. That bitterness is not a bad thing. Many healing plants have a bitter edge because they contain strong protective compounds. But if the flavor is too intense, add lemon or a small piece of ginger. For most people, moringa is gentle when used in moderate amounts. Still, it should be used carefully by pregnant women, people taking medication for blood sugar or blood pressure, and anyone with kidney disease or serious health conditions. The key is not to overload the body. The key is to create a rhythm, 1 cup a day. Clean food, gentle movement, consistent care. Over time, the body begins to receive the message. Less pressure, more nourishment, better repair. Bay leaf helps quiet the inflammatory response. Moringa gives the body minerals and antioxidants to support stronger joints. But there is still one more leaf, one with a sharp, cooling aroma that people have used for breathing, pain relief, and deep physical comfort. This third leaf is powerful, but it must be used wisely. That leaf is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is different from bay leaf and moringa. Bay leaf feels warm and herbal. Moringa feels green and nourishing. Eucalyptus feels sharp, cooling, and instantly noticeable. The moment eucalyptus touches hot water, its aroma rises quickly. It opens the breath, clears the head, and creates a cooling sensation that many people associate with relief. This is why eucalyptus has been used for generations in steam therapy, massage oils, balms, and traditional pain relief practices. The key compound in eucalyptus is cineol, also known as eucalyptol. This natural compound gives eucalyptus its strong scent and is often linked to its soothing effect on the body. In topical products, eucalyptus is commonly used to ease muscle tension, joint discomfort, and the heavy feeling that comes with inflammation. But eucalyptus must be handled with more caution than the other 2 leaves. Bay leaf and moringa are commonly used in food and tea. Eucalyptus, however, is much stronger. Its essential oil should never be swallowed. Even small amounts of eucalyptus oil can be dangerous when taken internally. This is why the safest traditional use is often through steam inhalation or external application, not strong drinking teas. For joint comfort, eucalyptus can support the body in 2 main ways. First, through aroma and steam. When eucalyptus leaves are added to hot water, the steam carries its natural compounds into the air. Breathing it in may help relax the body, support easier breathing, and create a sense of cooling relief. When the nervous system relaxes, muscles around painful joints may also soften. Second, through topical use. Many people use eucalyptus-infused oils or balms on sore knees, shoulders, hands, or lower back areas. The cooling feeling can help distract from discomfort and make the area feel lighter. This does not mean eucalyptus rebuilds a joint. Its role is more about comfort, tension relief, and easing the feeling of heaviness. If using eucalyptus leaves with boiling water, keep it gentle. Add one small fresh eucalyptus leaf or a very small pinch of dried eucalyptus leaves to hot water, then cover the cup and let it sit for a few minutes. You can breathe in the steam first before drinking any herbal mixture. For drinking, many people prefer not to consume eucalyptus directly because of its strength. If you do use it internally, it must be food grade, properly identified, and used only in very small amounts. People with liver disease, asthma sensitivity, seizure disorders, children, pregnant women, and anyone taking medication should avoid internal use unless guided by a qualified professional. A safer method is this: prepare your bay leaf and moringa tea as the drink. Then place eucalyptus leaves in a separate bowl of hot water and inhale the steam for 3 to 5 minutes. This gives you the cooling aromatic benefit without overloading the digestive system. You can also use eucalyptus externally. Add eucalyptus leaves to warm water, soak a clean cloth, squeeze it out, and place it over stiff joints for a short compress. The warmth improves circulation, while the eucalyptus aroma helps create a soothing effect. Used this way, eucalyptus becomes the comfort leaf in the three-leaf system. Bay leaf supports inflammatory balance. Moringa nourishes the joint structure. Eucalyptus helps ease tension and discomfort through cooling aromatic relief. Together, they create a more complete approach, calm the irritation, feed the body, and relax the painful area. But the real power is not just in the leaves themselves. It is in how you prepare them, how often you use them, and how you combine them with the right daily habits. Because boiling herbs carelessly can make the drink too weak, too bitter, or too strong. The next step is learning how to combine these leaves in a way that is simple, safe, and effective. Now that you understand each leaf, the question becomes simple. How do you combine them without making the drink too strong? Because herbal remedies are not about throwing everything into a pot and hoping for the best. The power comes from balance. Enough heat to extract the compounds, enough time to release the aroma, and enough caution to keep the drink gentle for the body. Bay leaf is the foundation. It brings warmth, aroma, and natural antioxidant support. Moringa adds minerals and protective nutrients that help nourish the body from within. Eucalyptus brings a cooling, refreshing quality, but because it is much stronger, it should be used carefully and lightly. Here is a simple way to prepare the mixture. Take 2 dried bay leaves and rinse them quickly. Add them to 2 cups of water. Bring the water to a gentle boil, then lower the heat and let it simmer for 5 minutes. After that, turn off the heat and add 1 teaspoon of dried moringa leaves or a small handful of fresh moringa. Cover the pot and let it steep for another 5 to 7 minutes. For eucalyptus, use the safest approach. Do not make it the main drinking ingredient. Place 1 small eucalyptus leaf in a separate bowl or cup of hot water, then breathe in the steam gently for 3 to 5 minutes while your bay leaf and moringa tea cools slightly. This gives you the 3-part ritual without making the tea too aggressive. You drink the bay leaf and moringa infusion. You inhale the eucalyptus steam. And if your joints feel stiff, you can use the warm eucalyptus water as a compress over the knees, hands, shoulder, or lower back. This is safer and more balanced than drinking a strong eucalyptus tea every day. If you still want to include eucalyptus directly in the pot, use only a tiny amount of food-grade eucalyptus leaf, and do this only occasionally, not as a daily habit. Never use eucalyptus essential oil in tea. Essential oil is highly concentrated and can be toxic if swallowed. The timing also matters. Many people prefer this tea in the evening, after dinner, because the body is preparing for repair and rest. Others prefer it in the morning to loosen stiffness before movement. Choose the time that fits your body best. Start with 1 small cup per day, 3 to 5 days per week. Watch how your body responds. If you feel stomach discomfort, dizziness, nausea, or unusual symptoms, stop using it and speak with a healthcare professional. You can store the bay leaf and moringa tea in the refrigerator for up to 24 hours, but fresh is better. Herbal drinks lose aroma and strength when stored too long. Reheat gently. Do not boil it again aggressively. To improve the taste, you may add lemon, ginger, or a small amount of honey, but keep it simple. The goal is not to turn it into a sweet drink. The goal is to support the body with warmth, hydration, and natural plant compounds. The real strength of this combination is not that one leaf does everything. It is that each leaf supports a different part of joint comfort. Bay leaf helps calm inflammatory stress. Moringa helps nourish the tissues. Eucalyptus helps relax discomfort through steam and external warmth. Together, they create a daily ritual that reminds the body to soften, recover, and move with less resistance. But tea alone is not enough. If the rest of your lifestyle keeps feeding inflammation, even the best herbal drink will struggle to help. Joint recovery needs the right food, the right movement, and the right expectations. The tea is only one part of the process. If your daily meals are full of sugar, fried food, processed snacks, and refined carbohydrates, inflammation will continue to return. If your joints never move, they become weaker. If you push through pain too aggressively, the irritation becomes worse. Joint recovery needs rhythm, not force. For the first 2 weeks, focus on calming inflammation. Drink the bay leaf and moringa tea 3 to 5 times per week. Use eucalyptus steam or a warm compress when the joints feel stiff or heavy. At the same time, reduce the foods that often make inflammation worse. Sugary drinks, processed meat, deep-fried food, alcohol, and too much white bread or sweets. You do not need a perfect diet. Start by removing the biggest triggers. Then add foods that support repair. Omega-3 rich foods like salmon, sardines, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts can support a healthier inflammatory response. Collagen-supporting foods like bone broth, eggs, chicken, fish, beans, and vitamin C-rich fruits help nourish connective tissue. Leafy greens, berries, turmeric, ginger, olive oil, and nuts also bring antioxidants that protect the body from oxidative stress. From weeks 3 to 5, begin rebuilding strength gently. Many people with joint pain stop moving because movement hurts, but complete rest often makes stiffness worse. The key is low-impact movement, walking on flat ground, swimming, cycling, stretching, or slow mobility exercises. Do not chase intensity. Chase consistency. 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement every day is better than one hard workout that leaves you swollen for 3 days. Your joints need circulation. Synovial fluid moves better when you move. Cartilage also benefits from gentle pressure and release because movement helps bring nutrients into the joint area. From weeks 6 to 8, observe your progress. The pain may not disappear completely, especially if the joint has been damaged for years. But pay attention to smaller signs. Getting out of bed with less stiffness, walking longer before discomfort appears, bending more easily, or feeling less heaviness in the knees, hands, shoulders, or lower back. These small improvements matter. They show that your body is responding. Real joint support is not about one drink changing everything. It is about creating an environment where inflammation has less room to grow. That means better food, gentle movement, deeper sleep, healthy weight management, and less repeated strain on the same painful areas. There are also times when you should not ignore joint pain. If your joint is very swollen, hot, red, suddenly painful, or if the pain follows an injury, fever, or unexplained weight loss, seek medical care. Natural remedies can support the body, but serious symptoms need proper attention. Use this tea as part of a steady routine, not as a quick cure. Bay leaf, moringa, and eucalyptus each support the body in a different way, but their real value comes when you combine them with better food, gentle movement, enough rest, and patience. Joint comfort is built through daily choices, not one dramatic solution. For years, your joints may have carried your weight, your stress, your work, and your habits. Now they need care in return. A small cup of tea will not replace medical treatment, but it can become a daily reminder to support your body before pain becomes unbearable. Less inflammation, better movement, more patience with your own healing.